Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the November meeting of the Hong Kong Study Circle and Hong Kong Philatelic Society, a joint meeting sponsored by the Federation of Inter-Asian Philately. We've got quite busy evening for me, anyway, and the morning for you and the afternoon in the UK. And we've got several interesting presentations. So without further ado, I better start with mine first. I'm just reporting on the findings and some big tidbits from our members. Right, so I better start. This is my. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's yours, my screen. Okay, right. Okay, yeah. The first item actually is this is not an advertisement for this item, but apparently I just found out that it's going to be auctioned tomorrow. so it's somebody actually tipped me off that there is this item in the European auction, and I found out it's actually, I think it's tomorrow that they're doing it. I'm sure that you know what that is. Okay, it is the imperf $20 Annigoni, the 1962 issue, and it's Harrison and Sons presentation card. I think maybe Neil will probably know more about these items because I've never seen it before. I know that they should exist, but I've not seen one before into the market.
No, I don't think I have either.
You have not. Okay.
No.
So
Quite elusive, I should think. Quite elusive.
That's right. It's not kind of proof or anything. I think it's more like a presentation item to say maybe dignitary or maybe to Her Majesty. I don't know. Or maybe to Crown agents. But it's quite interesting, and it should actually exist in all the different denominations. So maybe they just try to test the waters and see how much it would fetch in the market.
I would have thought Harrison's
was.
I would have thought they would start just the high value because they've obviously got to print a sheet and cut it up, and they don't like doing that.
Okay. But this is the real printing, right? It's not just a mock-up or like a essay or something like that.
No, it'd be taken from a printed sheet.
Yeah, from the printed sheets.
Well, one thing though,
yeah,
isn't it a different color from the actual issued stamp? That shade of blue is on the $1.30 value, not the 20. The 20 is more of a. Am I wrong? I might be wrong, but it seems like that's not the color of the issued stamp.
Yeah. $20 is a purple, right? It's kind of.
Yeah, it's sort of like a grayish, greenish something. I don't have my catalog with me here.
It's not exactly the same color as the actual.
Maybe that's why they call it a proof, because it's not the issued stamp.
Okay. Well, I think this is like a presentation, the folder rather than an actual, reference print. I think you're right, because the 130 is that color, right? So. Yeah, $20 is on like a grayish blue or something like that. It's slightly different.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a color trial, maybe. I don't know what you call it. Yeah,
it's very pretty.
It's not the estimate. It's not expensive either. So I don't know. There should be, probably should sell a bit more. Anyhow, okay, that's. Actually, the professor, Professor Shaw actually collects this issue, but he actually didn't mention anything about the color. Maybe I sent him a email about this one with an attachment. Maybe the color wasn't that obvious to him, but he certainly didn't comment that it's not the same color. Oh, okay. The next items are spectacular. I've never seen anything like that before. Have you? I mean, it's like a birth certificate of the Hong Kong 1880 decimal overprint. It's also on the market, I think, from the same company. I think the sale is either tomorrow or the day after. But it's beautiful. It's from UPU, Okay, and in 1880, they changed the currency from sterling to cents, dollar and cents. So you've got this old, before they actually have the new values, they use the surplus stamps to overprint it to 5 cents and 10 cents. And it's interesting to see that the 5 cent is equivalent to 25 centime, and the 10 cents obviously 50 centime, says. And then also, this is actually more of my interest, is the circular registered R for registered letter. Now, I can't remember exactly when that circular R was introduced, whether actually it looks that it is the first time that is introduced. So, I mean, if you have a cover with 1st of March 1880 is something bearing this registered circular R marking, it would be a nice first day registered cover. I'm not sure. Do you get? No, you don't. Certainly, I think in 1870 something, you have the oval registration marking for the registered letter. So it's maybe this really is the first time they introduced the circular marking per UPU regulation. But this is a very, very nice document, right?
Okay. Yeah, Andrew, yeah, I think this is very interesting. And first of all, I suppose that R in circle is actual impression of that hand stamp. And that means that the size and shape should be the same as the actual hand stamp.
Yeah.
And I because I'm not an expert in that area, I suppose because the R the R in circle is in red in color, so I suppose the usage of that registration mark during that period should be in red, right? I'm not sure. And well, yeah, I think that's a very, very, very good example of the usage of that registration mark. Yeah, very fantastic.
I think in 1880 they did introduce but nobody actually can spot on to say that when it was introduced, when the marking was introduced. Yes. So this is a really, really nice document from the UPU, probably sent out. Well, it's obviously sent out to the members. Right. Well, the next item is another nice item for those who actually collect Parcel Post, which is a totally different subject and lots of things unknown. And that you can see this is a part of the Parcel Post with a docket. Well, this is actually there are two things here. One is this large piece of a docket, where you can actually say parcel blah blah blah, and the value and etc. This is actually from Amoy to where is it? Dalkeith, is it? Dalkeith, yeah, in Scotland, right? That's right. Dalkeith. That's right. This is brilliant. Dalkeith. Now the question here from our member is, who applied this label? Is it a British label or is it a Hong Kong label? It's got a Hong Kong written on it, but on the other hand, is inland postage of 9p to be collected from the recipient. So is this label actually British, or is it actually from Hong Kong? So maybe any British members might know.
Can't think why they put Hong Kong on a British Parcel Post.
Yeah. So Hong Kong stuck that label on.
You would think so.
Could it be that it is applied at Hong Kong, but the inland postage is marked in at the arrival office, either London or wherever it arrived?
Yeah. So nobody actually done any. I haven't actually seen any studies being done on this one, but Oh, you mean the ninepence is actually written by the Scottish post office?
I'm guessing.
Look, it's got the number on the bottom right corner as 219, same as on the label.
Yeah.
So it could well be put in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then Hong Kong worked out how much so-called, I don't know, handling tax or whatever it was, and then put a 9 on. Okay.
Andrew, could you kindly share that with me? Send me a scan of that?
Yes, I'll do that. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Right.
Thank you.
Actually, it's on eBay, so you you can download it.
Oh, okay. I'll find it.
Yeah, you just search Hong Kong, I think, and then look for it, because this is quite a highly priced item. You just search ended items, and then you can even get a bigger scan. I think mine's slightly reduced. The original.
Okay, I'll look it up on eBay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything like that
You
on a
certainly
British
missed it, Susan.
post.
You didn't watch eBay 24 hours a day.
Well, we saw that on eBay.
Yeah, we saw it on eBay. Yeah.
You saw it on eBay. All right, you saw it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We did watch it for a while,
Uh-huh.
see how high it would go.
How high it went? I think it was
500
like 260 pounds or something.
No, it reached 500 and something, Andrew.
Really? Wow. When I looked at it, it was 250. I said, oh, all right, okay. Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Has it got that?
568, I think.
Right.
It's not in Nick Race, but
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we move on. Lovely item, especially I think with the Hong Kong and Singapore marine sorter double ring. I think the B is actually it's most seldom seen. It's a lot of A's and C's, but the B is seldom seen. And this, I believe, is coming up in auction as well. So sorry, well, no, actually, the point is not here. The point actually is I'm a little bit skeptical about this item, because the reason why I'm showing it is not because of this the Hong Kong and Singapore marine sorter stripe, which I believe is perfectly genuine. The thing is about this item is there a stamp missing? Now, I mean, well, the reason why I'm sorry, I didn't look at obviously I didn't look at the proper cover. It's only the scan is as the scan like this, but you see, it looks that there seems to be something there. If you see, right? There's some kind of stained. Maybe it's not. I mean, the whole envelope is stained, but this is blurred. So I just wonder whether something's gone, and then this was drawn in. So, I mean, if you have any interest in this item and happen to buy it, take a closer look. You can't talk on the scan itself. I mean, it just could be like this, and the rate. I'm not sure about whether the rate is correct or not. So, but it's curious. I can actually see some kind of shadow here, which is almost the same size as the stamp, and then there's a little bit of a disturbance of the ink on this side. So I just wonder. Yeah. So. Anyhow, so that's some basic instinct once you spot something. Okay, so what's the next thing? The next thing is from a member. Why postage due? Okay, a 2-cent postcard from Shanghai. Okay, like this. This is the front of the card. 2 cents 2 cents was the printed matter rate, which seems to be correct because there's no writing on this side. Well, except this is actually printed, but there's no actual handwriting on this side. And then when upon arrival at Wuhu, somebody put a big this is a Chinese T mark and the postage due stamp. So that's rather curious. I would have thought that this is the rate actually is correct, the 2 cent rather than the 4 cent. But 4 cent is a postcard rate. I mean, if you start writing something here, a message here on the front, and then you have to pay 4 cent. But if it's just nothing, well, nothing on this,
yeah.
And then 2 cents is correct. I'm sure Susan could confirm it because you must have many of these picture postcards sent with a 2 cent rate rather than a 4 cent.
Yeah. Perhaps they said they decided the date was a written message.
What do you mean the printed? It says Glasgow.
They've written the date at the bottom here.
Oh, here.
28th of the 6th, 07.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Just
would have
a
thought
suggestion.
even that this classical art gallery, they thought that this is printed. Oh, dear. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's Philatelic
as well, don't they?
The recipient decided to say, look, hey, can you put a postage due stamp on? I don't know. It's very cute. This is very interesting. Wrongly due. Maybe Sam. Just show it to Sam and ask him to decipher it. You know what's going on here. Something very funny. All right. Okay. So we move on.
The address is interesting.
Yeah, isn't it?
It says, does it say Hulk Madras?
Hulk Madras, indeed. Yeah. Which is
so is that a ship that's been hulked and is sitting in the harbour? She's living on or maybe Charlie Matheson are using it as an office and she works in the office.
Yeah. Warehouse.
Or using it as a warehouse, yeah.
But
it's addressed to the hulk of a ship.
Okay. All right, okay. Right, okay, 2 stamp. We talked about the right one first. There's a $1.50. It's a $1.50 revenue with the Hong Kong postmark on it. Do you think it's genuine? Well, normally you won't cancel the revenue stamp with the Hong Kong c.d.s used for canceling postage stamps. So, but the question is this postmark genuine?
I would say no. The ink looks completely wrong, and so does the impression.
Have you seen similar forged postmarks on revenue?
Not necessarily on revenues, but you do get. I mean, forged postmarks do seem to stand out.
Yeah. All right.
You see these sorts of postmarks on revenues fairly, not infrequently.
Yeah, and also that stamp was never authorized for postal use, so it's a pure revenue. So why would there be a post office chop on a revenue stamp? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the marking is questionable.
Yeah. It's very suspect. Okay. Well, maybe the owner should actually compare with other contemporary postmark and see whether he could find a similar one on a cover or something. Okay. So the left one, as you can see, is a 4 cent per 12 and a half. The question is, what is this? There's a box marking. It's a little bit difficult to see, but I can tell you, I can probably give him an answer. I think it looks like, look, it's a D actually. It looks like one of those Brindisi chop, when they the one insufficiently prepaid for the Brindisi root chop.
It looks like a deficient postage chop, doesn't it?
That's right. And then we was there about two stamps known with a slightly better strike than this. And then you do actually find these perf 12 and perf 11 and a half stamps actually used during that period. So
what about an accountancy marking?
Yeah. On the other hand, there is one. Okay, usually it's the threepence, chop, the cachet. But this one, there is also one with a penny one for printed matter. So I just wonder whether that is actually well, anyway. So you can't tell what it is, but that's probably what it is. It's insufficiently prepaid for Brindisi. But pity it's partial. If it's on a cover, it would be wonderful. Won't you like it, Neil?
Oh yes.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, this is quite a large section about directional hand stamp. So there has been quite a bit of discussion in the Study Circle Journal about this subject, and then also you can actually find reference in the Study Circle Hong Kong Study Circle website, and there's also a list and a group of members very interested in this subject. I think Philippe Orsetti is not here today, but you probably can give you a 2-hour talk just on this subject. But anyhow, so what is direction? There was a directional hand marking actually, as you can see here, and it's nearly always found struck on the front or back, usually a Chinese star envelope, written in Chinese by a letter agency with the wrong spelling here. So basically, in Hong Kong or mainland China towns, it's usually addressed to other usually from Hong Kong or the mainland China towns, addressed to usually Asian countries like Singapore, Penang, Bangkok, some of Batavia, and San Francisco, where there are a lot of Chinese were working there. So usually sent to Chinese settlement in countries abroad, and to non-Asian countries less common, except to say maybe to San Francisco. And in many cases, the hand stamp is bilingual and mostly struck in red. And there is an earliest recorded. I think it's on the website now. The question is are these the Hong Kong Post Office or private marking applied by the letter agent? Now you can see this is a reference article here by Charles Jones. Okay. Yeah. Okay, just to show you an example. Okay, for example, this one. John Tang reported this one just recently, a couple of days ago, with a script sort of a Penang and a Chinese a translation of Penang, and this is what we call a red band envelope. The Chinese love to use it, and then you can see this. Probably none of you could read it, but this actually says going to Penang, sent to Penang, and to a company in Penang, and this is the sender's details here. And this chop here is actually is so-called the letter agency. So in the old days, a lot of the Chinese people are illiterate, and then they just basically went to a letter writer or his shop and said, I want to write a letter to my friend or my brother, working in Penang, and here's blah 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 blah, talk about it. Maybe my father died, and he had inheritance for you, etc. Would you like to come back? Would you like to come back to Hong Kong to collect it or something like that? Some family matters or maybe business of a commercial nature. So they went to the letter agency, and the letter agency actually wrote all this on a piece of paper, and put in an envelope, and he paid some fee for sending it to abroad. So the letter writer just wrote it in Chinese, and now the problem is who actually applied these chops. I mean, obviously you can't send this abroad. I mean, nobody, maybe Penang maybe, but places like San Francisco probably couldn't tell who's actually this is going to. Unless you can read Chinese. So this is like the directional marking with Penang. So this is actually going to Penang, and the Hong Kong Post Office then spotted it and then put it on the right ship. So, and then it's for the Penang to sort out who to be delivered. So that's the purpose of these stick marks. But would that be actually a post office mark or agency? It's a private mark.
If you look at the front of the cover, the letter writer's mark and the Penang appears to be in the same ink, so probably the letter writer puts it on.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Because as you can see, that they say this is not the only Penang. There are others Penang which looks slightly different. I mean, it's not the same chop. So it's logical that the letter writer actually had a set of chops to some popular places where Chinese people settled, and then put it on the envelope. Anyway, let's look at the next one. Now, this is to San Francisco, okay? Well, we see, yeah. So you can see the letter writer again. There's a here. Chops here, and then San Francisco. This time in English, San Francisco. Either is a maybe it's a wrong spelling or something. I don't know. So and then
It's got a G in it, hasn't it?
But this one has been reported by William Lack. I don't know whether actually William actually. He bought it or he saw it on eBay, or I don't know whether this came out on eBay or something. But he saw it, or is it in whose collection? Because both John and Bill actually sent same. Well, actually, Miss Lack actually reported in the study circle website. So I don't know. Actually, he bought it, or maybe he saw it on eBay and saved the scan and put it on the study circle website. So that's another example, but this is just San Francisco. Okay, this one's Manila. Okay, again, the Chinese actually says Luzon. Okay, Luzon. So actually, somebody either put the Manila there. So this one I think is not reported on our website. So just to go quicker, I see this is another Penang, right? And now this one is actually Sarah's not here, but he's reported by Sarah. It's one of just recently, very recently. This one appeared on our website. I just wonder whether actually Sarah bought it or just copied the scan. This is from Amoy.
What she collects.
Sent to Hong Kong by private ship. Carried to Hong Kong by private ship, and then sent out with a Penang arrival, and then also this name called Sun Tak. So at first I thought Sun Tak could have been the place. There's a place in Guangdong province called Sun Tak. Okay, so it's a town but on the other hand, if you look at the next letter. It's actually Sin Sun Tak. It sounds like maybe the name of a person or something. You see, so if it's a Sun Tak province, Sun Tak town in Guangdong, province. I mean, why is it going? It's interesting from Amoy. Why is it going to Sun Tak in Guangdong? And then come to Hong Kong and then sent to Penang. So I just wonder. Okay, this one is to Rangoon. Okay, and then there's the Jin Ong Chun. I think sounds like a person's name. You see that you could have a chop like this. You see, right, and there's also a post box number as well. So I'm going to leave this for Philippe to sort out. Yeah, he likes sorting out these things. He collects this kind of thing. So let him sort it out. Right. Okay. Yeah, we go on this one.
One thing I would comment.
Yes.
About these. I really don't think these are post office markings.
No.
There may have been a post office instruction to letter writing agencies that you have to put English, Arabic letters to show the destination. But I don't think the post office would have had such a variety of inks and
logical.
Agents
and things. Logical. Okay. Yeah. Right. Actually, if you read the article by Charles Jones, at that time they were a bit confused whether these were private or official marks, and they actually called it the redirectional marking, which redirect. Obviously, these are not redirection. This is for direction rather than redirection marks. So anyway, we look at the next one. This is to Saigon. Okay, Saigon. But quite interesting that if you look at this one, initially it's got Cholong. Cholong is actually a kind of a province of Saigon. So it's got the Cholong at the bottom, and then crossed out, and then put Saigon on top. Okay, so this is another one for Ossetia.
Looks like the same to me.
Okay, and then this is actually to Chulong. Okay, Chulong is actually is now a part of Saigon. Maybe in those days there were two separate towns near to each other, but now it's one big area.
Right. Okay, Andrew. In fact, discovered the Chinese word Annam is something near the central part.
Annam is Vietnam, which is
in the central part. The Da Nang today is called Da Nang or Li Bai Da Nang.
Yeah.
And while Saigon is in the southern part of Vietnam, and should be different cities or different places. Well, my comment is that from the inking, it looks like those directional chops was applied by the letter writing agency. But what I'm thinking is that if every letter writing agency needs to apply that kind of a direction chop, then each one should have prepared a large set of chops with different locations. I think it looks impractical. So I don't know, maybe was there exist a higher level kind of I don't know, a wholesaler or whatever head of those letter writing agencies who will deal with the post office directly, and that central agent have all those kind of chops. I don't know.
Yes.
Because how about if it was applied by the individual letter writing agency, then
there must be hundreds of these
cases,
right?
that agency did not have that locational chop.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's rather complicated.
Your hypothesis is quite interesting because there could have been a central agency.
Yeah.
For all these little different letter agencies, and all the letter agencies actually collected all the mail and then sent it to a central agency, and the central agency would then give all these letters to the post office for stamping. It's possible, but it's possible. It's possible. Because I still know that this place is probably in Shangwan, where I used to work. I mean, there must be 20, 30 at least of these letter agencies. These are not rare. I mean, you can find them. There's so many Chinese around Saiyingpun and Shangwan area, and they all use these agencies to write letters.
And all those agencies, I suppose, should be around Winglock Street or those.
That's right.
That area, and was there a big brother who coordinated all those letters?
Yes.
I don't know, because at that time I think those Chinese should be very united.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe there exists some common
head agency or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I've never researched in that area. Definitely not an expert.
I think we might. That is quite possible. As you say that you don't expect that the 30 agencies all have their own sets of chops. I mean, even though the letters were only sent to maybe 10, 15 different locations in the world.
Exactly.
I mean, then you have a set of 15 chops. I mean, which is a little bit, hard maybe for some smaller letter writing agency.
And if you have looked in those post office reports in those years, the GPO was having the so-called Chinese letter section, something like that. I'm not sure what was the function of that section. Maybe was that section was responsible for coordinating all those letters from the Chinese community. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay, well, maybe this is a subject for further research.
Yeah.
Certainly. Okay, I think there's one more here from Hanoi. You see this one to Hanoi. Okay. Yeah, it's also the same. It says, what's that? Hong Kong Winglock. Winglock Street. Yeah, this says Winglock Street. It's another letter agency from Winglock Street. So this must be the whole of the Winglock Street must be lined with these letter agencies. Yeah. That's interesting. Very interesting hypothesis. They've got Hanoi. Okay. Right now, this one. Now, this is probably. I'm pretty sure that there's a PO Hong Kong Post Office directional mark, because as the postcard is actually all written in. I suppose this could have been Japanese rather than Chinese. I don't know. What do you think, Simon? You can read it.
Yeah.
Because the Japanese at those times write kanji, which is
from my instinct, it looks like something written by the Japanese.
Yeah, it's Japanese. Yeah. So this is Sama. You see, so they this is actually to us is Chinese, but I think it is probably Japanese.
Okay, if you rotate to a portrait kind of orientation, the third column with the name of the addressee, the last word Yuan is something written by the Japanese.
For
the receiver.
That's right. This is the character, like just a very polite address of the person. Yeah, it's all the Japanese all write this letter at the end of the name. Okay, so in that case, this could have been looked at by the GPO, and then they put a chop Yokohama. So this could have been an official direct Hong Kong Post Office directional mark, which is different from those, right? Okay, so it can't be a arrival mark because it doesn't make sense to have an arrival mark once the postcard gone to Yokohama. And then I also show you another one, which I've shown that before about the Navarine correspondent with some of the letters. The Navarine actually you can read all this when you see the the playback. But there's a correspondent from St. Petersburg to China to this Navarine battleship here, which is and then it's all very similar to this, with some Russian 10 kopeck or multiple thereof postage stamps, and this is a St. Petersburg numbered Kanzler. So it was sent from actually St. Petersburg to this is Hong Kong actually in Cyrillic script. So and this, because the Navarine actually traveled from Hong Kong to Chefoo and then also actually to Nagasaki, which I haven't shown one, the cover to you, but there's actually one to Nagasaki. But you see that who I mean, you know, in St. Petersburg, they keep writing these letters to the crew, to the people on board of the ship, and they wouldn't know where the ship was. Okay, at the time when the letter arrived in Hong Kong, so maybe they left some kind of note with the Hong Kong post office, and then they redirect the letter. So I'm pretty sure this Chefoo mark is from the well, either it could be from the post office, or I think somebody told me that it could have been from the maybe Russian embassy or something. I don't know. But why would it be sent to Russian embassy? So they must have left some instruction for the Hong Kong post office to redirect these letters.
Yeah, around this time, the newspapers used to report about once a week on the deployment of all the ships of all the foreign navies. So you'd be able to look up in the China Post where Navrin was that week, and
yeah. So the Hong Kong post office would have exact knowledge of where the ship was at the time, and then redirected mail accordingly. So yeah, I got a strong feeling that is actually a Hong Kong post office mark. I don't know, maybe specially made. I don't know why they had one for Chefoo and one of Nagasaki's. You know, it's beyond me. But so these are just maybe okay. Right. So finally, a photograph of our member and the great Hong Kong collector Patrick Pearson, and he was caught looking at some exhibit in the old Royal the clubhouse at Devonshire Street, Devonshire Place, and this is actually photographed by Charles Chan. So this is a very famous. It's a very famous photograph of Mr. Pearson himself. I don't know whether maybe some of the newer members might not know who he is, but no, he's one of the greatest Hong Kong collector. So I put this letter, put this photograph there just to share with you. Maybe some.
But the question is, what collection was he looking into?
He was looking at my collection, actually.
What I was told is that Mr. Patrick Pearson was looking into a famous gold medal winning collection from Mr. Dr. Andrew Zhang.
Yeah, the story was this piece actually. It's an envelope with the two different S1 Chancellor.
Oh.
So he was looking at whether is actually one of them is a fake or not. I don't know, but I think he seems to spend a lot of time looking at this, and then of course Charles Chan took a photograph without him knowing. So anyway, a great guy, you know. Anyway, okay.
I got to know Patrick Pearson because he was on the expert committee of the Royal, and he expertised some of my material.
Yeah, right.
And I met him at the last, at the 2015 President's Dinner at the Europhilics in London. He was there, and I greeted him, but he was pretty on in his age. I don't think he was alive much longer after that.
No, he was 90, I think it was.
Yeah.
He was about 80 something here. 86, 87 or something. This is the 2015 China display, but displayed by Chinese members, I would say, at the Royal. So anyhow, a tribute to the good old Patrick. Okay. Anyway, okay, that's my stuff. So any questions about any of the items? No? If not, I'll pass on to Susan. So I'll stop share.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So we can't say what's it. Not all the correct slideshows there.
Yeah, let's not that. Big name. Hello, everyone.
Wow, this should be a very fantastic presentation from Susan.
Nope.
I look forward to
it.
By the
way, Susan, did you buy?
Yes.
Did you buy the hand stamp?
No.
No, I didn't. No. No.
It was sold. I thought it was unsold, but it was sold.
It was sold. No, it wasn't me. No, afraid not.
It saved you postage if you had bought it because it's from the UK.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's in two parts, is this presentation, and both parts
Susan,
following...
could you, because we've got some new members here amongst us, Neil and Stuart and Gary. Could you tell them, because this is a follow-up of my presentation last time, could you just brief them about what I actually showed last time?
I'm including that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this is a hand stamp showing the San Po Kong #2 hand stamp that was recently, as you said, up for sale on eBay. And you can see the hand stamp that it would produce. And you mentioned, I believe, that Proud in his book shows one San Po Kong #2, but it was slightly different. And this is the one he illustrates. The one of this particular hand stamp has a thick outer ring, slightly smaller lettering, and a bigger gap between the lettering and the outer ring. I have seen other cancels similar to this. So like PC said in the newsletter, there's no reason to suggest that it's not genuine, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I have an example of a San Po Kong #2. And this is it.
Yeah.
And I'd assumed that this was the D5 that is shown in Proud.
Yes.
But I'm not too sure when I came to look at it.
Right.
See what you think, those of you who are watching today. The one at the top, the S does look somewhat different to the S in Proud's. The G's look slightly different.
Yes.
The G's on the top one look a little bit wider than the ones on the bottom one. But it's is it or isn't it? It's, I think, a make up your own mind about that. I don't know what anybody thinks about that, whether they think that's different or the same.
It's not the same.
It looked that little bit.
The spacing between the lettering is different.
It is. It does look a little different, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Right. So I thought I'll look elsewhere, see where else there are some examples. And so I went to the China Philatelic Association book.
Yeah.
So at the top here, we have Proud's, top left, my cover in the middle, and the hand stamp. Now, this is the illustration given in the 1994 China Philatelic Association book. And I think it's fairly obvious that Ted Proud used that example for his book. So we can say that this one and this one are exactly the same. So then I went to the 2014 book produced by the China Philatelic Association that has examples of San Po Kong, and that has 2 hand stamps. The one in the middle here looks very similar to Proud's and their original version. The G's are very narrow in the same way. So I would suggest the one dated the 2nd of January 96 is the same as D5 and that one there. Which brings us to their other example, which, looks as if it might or might not be the same as mine. It's difficult, I think, to tell. I think the HO looked slightly different In the example bottom right, it's if you try to measure it, it's slightly wider. But whether this is from inking or not, I don't know. And the G's are like the one on my cover too. Now, I've tried to do it so it's easier to see in this. So we've got the D5 one, 2 examples, 2 dates, 83 and 96. My example, 86. And then this one, which might be the same as mine or might not. The S looks slightly different, and as I said, and the HO looks slightly wider. And then the one from the hand stamp. Yeah. Which begs another question as to why were there two number 2s in use at the same time? 83, 86, 96. Yeah. All I can think of is that perhaps one was lost. They got a replacement and then found the other one and brought it into use. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions.
Possible.
Well, I don't know what. Yeah, I mean,
possible.
So
well, if one's got. Is this a regular? Is a regular use the two? Because each post office, each branch office reserves a c.d.s for cancelling first day cover. The usually is the better one. You know, maybe the office had 3 of them, and they reserved the better one for first day cover, and then that postmark is never actually taken out of the safe unless there's a new stamp issue. So, but it doesn't have to be number 1. It could be number 1 or number 2, number 3.
Number 2 or so on. Yeah.
So is your cover first day cover or what?
No, it's a commercial cover.
A commercial registered cover. Okay.
Yes, that's
so
right.
the normal c.d.s Sanpo Kong was using at that time must be number 2. Yeah. Well, I won't be surprised that they have a spare one. I mean, just in case that one got lost or
broken,
not lost, but damaged.
But Andrew, as you and I have been going to all those small branch post offices for over 10, 20 years, pre 1997. And you. Okay. Just go short to my suggestion. To me, these 5 c.d.s, the left 4 should belong to the same physical shop, except the rightest one, which was sold on eBay. And regarding the differences, I can see that the leftist 2 is of different size. The first one is a little bit bigger than the second one. Because I've been comparing this kind of c.d.s for many times due to my research into other areas. And sometimes, even in Proud's book, the cancellation, the images of the cancellations are having a lot of wrong images or inaccurate images.
Well, so he retouched it. He retouched parts of the c.d.s.
Because of the publishing of the book, or because of the distorted image of the supplier, or whatever reason, Proud's books images are having a lot of inaccuracies, unless those images were supplied by the archive or from the London archive. Otherwise, you need to take it a little bit
careful with Proud's image.
Images. From
illustrations.
From my observation on this slide, the left 4 c.d.s should be the same. But the one sold on eBay, I agree that it is totally different. And even for a spare c.d.s in the post office, I do not think they use the same index number, because I've never seen a spare c.d.s using the same spare number. as the normal used one. They may have, index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and maybe they usually 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 or 6 left for spare. And you can remember sometimes if you open the cabinet of a small branch post office, they might have one or two spare c.d.s inside the cabinet, which were not used normally. But if someone like the famous KK who know the operations of postal, then he would ask the postal clerk in charge, oh, open that cabinet, and I know that you have a special cup inside, and I want to got an impression or a philatelic cover with that spare postmark. I think that's the phenomenon of those days. Until I think towards the middle or the end of the change of sovereignty, the post office, especially the general post office, they use the machine cancellations and also plastic cancellation. And you can see that the GPO Hong Kong #1, they have different versions using plastic chops on the machine chops. And that duplicated the normal c.d.s with the same index number. But for at those days in the 80s or the early 90s, I don't think they would have duplicated chops with the same index number. That's my comments.
Okay. So what's the status of the so-called the eBay fine then?
Iffy.
You think it's a fake or or some spare ones that the manufacturer made but never actually sent out to Hong Kong?
Made, wouldn't it? It's an expensive thing to fake.
I don't know. Yeah. From the picture, it doesn't look like a fake one.
No.
But especially there is an AM on.
What was the point of faking it? There's no point.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
If they want to fake, they might so fake something more expensive, Yeah. So my thought would be they just this obviously the date combination is cannot be right, because before June the 30th, 1997, all of the so-called colonial style c.d.s had already been replaced with the bilingual style c.d.s. So that this is probably the 30th of June 97, and AM is probably just inserted, by the seller, basically.
So, yes, agree. Yeah, the post have never used that days for a certain day stamp. Yeah.
So
Andrew, could it?
Yeah.
Sorry, could it simply have been produced in anticipation that it could be used on the last day, and then when the Chinese version of the cancels came in, it was no longer in use, or just discarded?
Yeah, quite possible. Yeah.
That's a good suggestion. Yeah, maybe the UK head office ordered something to prepare for the handover, and maybe for souvenirs or for last day covers or whatever. Then ultimately the Hong Kong Post of the Hong Kong GPO decided to change all the day stamps into the bilingual type in the middle or in the early part of 1997. So that set was never used.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so they all gone to the scrapyard, and some.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, definitely not the scrapyard. Maybe bought by some interested collectors.
Liberated from the scrapyard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a different style than the Susan's example. So.
But I have seen other examples like that with a very thick outer circle and smaller lettering. Yeah, I've tried to find one in my collection, but I've looked through and can't see it. Okay. But I have seen them.
And if I remember correctly, towards the 1996 or 1997, or maybe a little bit earlier, the style of the date stamp of all those branch offices have changed a little bit with some wider spacing and wider fonts. And yeah, but not all of them have been recorded because of the short usage period. So this style, I mean the writers, I mean the one sold on eBay. That style was used during the 80s and the early 90s, but not the normal one used by the post office or the branch of post office before the change over to the bilingual type.
Yeah. Yes. So there's a larger type and the smaller type. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I think you maybe our committee members should seek advice from our friendly Philatelic Association, the CPA, because I was told that some senior member of CPA is collecting all these kind of real physical chops, and yeah, maybe he's an expert in this area.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Shall I move on to the next section now then? Yeah.
Thank you, Susan.
Right. Adrian mentioned last time, or showed us an example of an inverted index D used at Canton. And we don't really know why it was inverted, but he showed us this because it was a late usage in 08. This is also an example done in 08. So it was used more than once, this inverted D.
Different date.
All I can say is that it wasn't intended as a letter C. It was intended to use a letter D. So they picked the right letter, but inserted it upside down. The reason I know it should have been a letter D is because of the system that was in use at that time. And in those dates, the 07 to 11, they used the index letters on consecutive days. So it might be A on a Monday, B on a Tuesday, C on a Wednesday, 7 days in a week. So the A came around early. A on a Monday, then the next rotation it would be on the Sunday. The next rotation would be on a Saturday, the next rotation on a Friday, and so on. So you can work out what day of the week and see if it fits. These are my examples. Some of them are on stamps, some of them are on cover. But I do have one for the 7th of October, 07. And then this one, inverted one, is March 14th, 08. Now, if you count on, if you count on the number of dates, it comes to a total of 159 days in total. So all you have to do is divide by 6, and get a remainder of 3. Count on 3 from A, B, C, D. So yes, it should have been a letter D on that particular date. So it was correct to do it. The next example I have is the 6th of June. So if you count on to the 6th of June, it's 84 days. There's no remainder, and therefore, yes, that fits in as well. So it was intended to use the letter D. Adrian, if you want to check it and use this system, you can work out whether yours was intended as a letter D day as well. So all I can suggest is that it was picked up, either put in upside down by mistake, or they wanted to differentiate between 2 different clocks on that particular day.
Yeah, maybe one was off sick, and then they had a different clock and then turn it around.
Yeah.
You can't change the index because it's that date. It was index D.
It was index D on that day. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So that brings me to the end.
Fascinating.
Yeah, that's interesting. How does it fit with the theory that it was a trainee clerk or something?
Possibility.
Well,
Possibility
because
that.
you'd have had to train them. Did they only train one day in 6?
No, it's just hypothesis. I mean, it's
a hypothesis.
The official
they might have put him on the counter for a day. It was Mike Pullen who did a lot of this, wasn't it?
Yeah, so all I can do is rule out the fact that they were trying to pick up a letter C or something like that.
Yeah.
In case anybody wants to find out the day of week for a certain old date, there's an application in Excel that you can do it with. I have the file as a separate file whenever I'm looking up old covers and I have a date. I can go to that spreadsheet and put in the year and the month and the day, and it tells me Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, or Thursday, or whatever. So if you want, I can share that with you.
Okay.
Makes it easier than doing the math to figure out what day of week it was.
Stop sharing.
I'll stop sharing, shall I now?
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Great. Great. By the way, I think that's some of the research about the dates are done by this guy called Pullen.
Yes, it was.
20 years ago, something like that. Yeah. But you
quite a long while ago.
Yeah. If you got access to the study circle database, you could actually go back and check the papers. And he wrote the paper on this subject. But you need to log in.
Yeah.
Ask Frank to get a password and log in and then search for this particular article that he wrote. I think was an article, was it appendix paper or something? Anyway,
it was an appendix.
Yeah, it was an appendix. Yeah, and it's very useful. Yeah. This search, you can type any old word, and then find out, how, what's there in existence, and it's very, very, very useful if you want to do research like that. Particularly although those of you who have not been a member for many, many, many years and just joined recently, maybe the last 10 years, there was not that many sort of new finds or something. But going back to look at the old researches that people have done 30, 40 years ago is quite interesting. Anyhow, so all right, okay. So shall we move on to Adrian?
Yeah. Yeah, got it this time. Okay, a couple of things. Just a couple of short treaty port things. Firstly, I have a registered cover which I bought for the R in a circle. And then after buying it, I realised that actually it's nearly a month later than Schoenfeld's latest date for the use of this mark. So I thought I'd just show it to you, particularly as Andrew's particularly interested in these sorts of treaty port covers.
Yeah.
But, so that's one. The other one.
What date is it? 7? Oh, August the 7th. 07. Yeah. Yeah. I can see now. Yeah. August 7th.
Yeah.
Nice destination.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Denmark.
Yeah.
Scarce destination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked it up in Europe. Right. The second thing I have is Hoihow postmark type F3. There appear to be two different versions of it, and about equally common. But some of them, as you can see here, the second H is narrower at the bottom than the top, and the O is quite square. The second O is quite square. So on the left here, there's two examples. with the H narrower at the bottom than the top and the O quite square. And on the right, two examples of what I'd expect to see, which is the normal shaped letters all the way through. Is this something that's already widely known, or I don't know, has anyone spotted this before? Or do you think it might just be, I don't know, letters flexing under pressure or something?
You think
it always happens with the second H and O, not the first one.
Or maybe pressure.
It's always those two letters.
Maybe
all the other aspects are the same, you know, the distance between the H and the W's and the width of the whole hand stamp, they're all the same. The height of the letters is the same. But it's as if they had, and it's slightly rougher as well, these ones. It's as if they had another one made because it didn't have enough.
Yeah, like that second O looks like a backwards D.
Yeah, it's sort of squared off a bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something people have noticed before then. So
no.
They're not rare. I mean, I've got equal numbers of each, so my first worry was, oh God, are some of these fakes, of course. But I don't think so, because I've got, you know, different dates and across a range of stamps, and they're not the usual sort of damaged stamps that they use for fakes. Anyway, something of interest.
I have to have a look. I haven't got many examples of that, but I'll have a look and see.
Yeah.
What I've got.
And that's it?
Yeah.
That's all. It's just a couple of quick things.
Right. Thanks. Oh, by the way, you know that there are two, you showed the Chefoo double ring. Are you able to identify the two types? There are actually two c.d.s of a very similar type.
All right.
Yeah. If you go to the study circle a journal, I don't know, many years ago, maybe 25 years ago, something like that, and then you just do a word search, Chefoo, and then you find that there's some illustrations of actually two chops.
Oh, right. Because there's
I think maybe even Pullen or something actually told us how to identify the two types. They're very similar, very similar. But I think one is actually harder than the other, I believe, because all these years I couldn't find an example of the second one.
Because Chefoo at the bottom, there are two types of.
Yeah. And this one as well. This is type A, I think.
Yeah, this is type A. Yeah.
Yeah.
Type C, there's two of.
Yeah.
But type A, there's only one in Schoenfeld. Yeah.
Yeah, but in the proof, there are actually two. So very similar, very similar.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
And I think I vaguely remember so many years ago, and when I looked at it, you draw a line between the C and a P, and they lined up. One lined up perfectly, and one does not. I think that's how I think it might have been Pullen or something that said that that's how you identify the two different subtypes. Please just look it up. Do a word search. And
I'll try.
Look up the article.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Thank you. Yeah. This. Any other comments regarding the two c.d.s? No. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So. Oh, Philippe's there. Right. Good. Did you miss the presentation about the direction mark?
Yes, probably. I don't know. I start my meeting at 8 and you were already on, so I may have made a mistake, but it should have been 7 o'clock probably. I made a mistake in the timing.
Yeah, because
So I miss.
because all the covers actually belong to John, and he decided to show you.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. I was not
Well,
there.
I don't want to go through them
John,
again, but if you like to see the playback,
no. But I'll go online and see the presentation
go to
online.
playback, and then you can see all the different marks. We were discussing. Maybe you've been studying this for years. I know. Maybe you could tell us that what's your opinion, whether they are private marks or whether there are now three different theories. Now, one is a private versus post office, and now Simon has a new hypothesis that there was a head office, a kind of agents, letter writers head office or something. That all the little letter agencies took the letters to this head office, who collected all the letters and then sent it to the PO, and that the head agency.
What I want to say is that maybe at that time there was a big brother in the Chinese community. There's some kind of big brother who would coordinate all those Chinese communities, and maybe he was coordinating all those letter writing agencies and then apply the directional marks and send those letters to the general post office. Yeah, that's just what I'm just wild guess. No research, no proof, no evidence.
Okay, well, I look at it on YouTube whenever you post it. And
yeah, okay, right.
Well, since you gave me the podium there, just one little thing. In Wing Wilson, Wing auction coming up on November 29, there is a slipper there, which I am not going to bid on because I don't buy stamp anymore. But I'll show you which one. You see, when in my book, which is it on the Hong Kong Study Circle paper, there is a ligne N, Marseille to Yokohama, and there is a number 6 here. And I say no usage found for this number 6. I have illustrated number 1, number 8, and number 10. And I have been looking for this number 6 for years, which I never found. So, and by chance now, on Winston, lot number 130, it's number 6 that you can see here.
Okay.
And so that is a very rare marking.
Yes.
And it is worth buying it. But as I say, I don't buy stamp
anymore. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope the potential buyers is a member of the HKPS or the study circle. Otherwise, you miss it. You see, there's an advantage of being a member. You see, you get all these tip off.
Well, I think that that's just for the sole purpose of researching. I think nowadays, because of the internet and all those kind of digital technologies, and I think it's easy to have a high resolution image of those items, and you can do research on them. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing most of the time in doing research, and I find it's quite useful, and sometimes I do not need to buy the actual item. Maybe the item is very rare, and if I could get it at a good price, then it's really worth to bid on it. But if it is purely for research, I think I think it's good that most of the auctioneers nowadays they post the image on the internet, and then you can download it for research.
Okay, that was all what I had today.
Right. So
can I just add, because you're talking about those directional markings?
Yes.
I took one odd one in our next auction coming up, which is from Manila to Amoy, and it's PARA EMUY, which is to Amoy in Spanish, or
okay.
So they come in different languages.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, all right. So Neil, would you like to talk about you said you got something to talk about?
No, it's just when you got the auction coming up. We cut off. The only you talk about revenue stamps. Got one in Treaty Ports. Got a consulate embossed stamp used on cover from Ningpo, and it's although it's all pre-cancelled, it seemed to have got through the post. So my son put an old $10 stamp onto a letter and got away with it.
Yeah. So
the odd things do turn up still.
Yeah, sure. So your sales has been postponed to January, right?
Yeah, 12th of January, yes, now.
12th of January. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. We look forward to it. Yeah.
All right. The catalogue should be out fairly soon.
Yes. Robert? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got nothing to say other than apologies for joining late. I thought I was joining on time, but I think it might have been something to do with the clocks changing at the end of October.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, you got to tell us that.
It's 1 o'clock start, Robert.
Yeah.
That caught me out then.
Right, remind people of the membership.
Yeah.
Have they all paid up?
I'll catch up. Well, they trickle in slowly. Don't tend to get a flood in September, October, November, but they trickle in, and some people need chasing.
I confess I haven't paid yet, so I'll PayPal you or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Good. So, all right. Ingo, Gary, you got something you want to speak out? Any interesting?
Sure. I wasn't planning on saying anything, just here to listen, but I do have something that's a cover I've had for a while that let me see if I can bring it up. Can you see that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So I collect the Deutsche Lufthansa route from Germany to South America that was in service between 1934 and 1939. And it's amazing that in one of my searches, I came up with this little gem, which originated in Canton and went by ship to Hong Kong, because at that point in time, there was no air service between those two locations. And from Hong Kong, it got picked up by Imperial Air and went hippity hop westward to get to Brindisi. And then it bounced around Europe a bit before finally getting to Berlin and then Stuttgart, and traveled all the way hippity hop down the west coast of Africa to Gambia, which is the only country I actually collect as a country. And then was loaded aboard a catapult ship steamed to the middle of the South Atlantic and blasted on a catapult at 90 miles an hour. So there was a pretty high G-force. I think it's close to 3 Gs, which is why this particular route was mail only and no passengers, of course. So from the middle of the South Atlantic, it landed in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and
that's from Canton.
So I'm doing some research on this to identify all the different stops that it made, whether the postage is correct, and all the traditional, the 4 pillars of postal history, as I call them: rates and routes and means of transportation, and marks, whether they're postmarks, cancellations, or auxiliary marks. So this is the current focus of my cover write-ups, and it'll probably be about 15 pages by the time I'm done. I've identified a great deal of information about the senders, the China Products Export Company. I have to reach out to somebody in Brazil because there's absolutely zero online that I've found about Carlos Oppenheimer in Sao Paulo. So I just wanted to show this to you. It may show up in an article someplace or other, but well, I hope it will. But if any of you have any insights or you want to share supplemental information, I'm anxious to learn anything that any of you might know.
Okay.
I've got a real simple email address, by the way. It's my name, Gary, at philatelicresearch.org. That's my
Gary,
story.
Gary, it's Duncan Crewe. I can say a little bit. The endorsement by KLM service SS Corfu,
Yeah.
Hong Kong, the Corfu did sail on the 30th of November, and there were two possible connections at Singapore. It's endorsed by KLM.
Yeah.
The KLM flight left on the 4th of December, reached Amsterdam on the 9th. Alternatively, Imperial Airways flight from Singapore left on the 5th and reached
That's
Croydon
the one it was
the...
on. Yeah,
You sure?
It was on that. Yeah.
Because Hong Kong often favoured the KLM service. It's 4 days quicker.
At that point in time, KLM was no longer doing acceptances.
It was
out of Singapore.
Yeah, Hong Kong bagged up mail right through to 1939 for that, and it advertised it for that.
Well, I think there's some arrival here. I can't see which one it is at Brindisi. The only way it would have, I think it went from there to Paris. So, I mean, go ahead.
There are two Paris Savion arrivals there.
Yeah.
But Imperial Airways only flew the mail as far as Brindisi. It was rail from there.
Correct.
Yeah. So the Paris one suggests it might, but equally KLM had a service to Paris from Amsterdam. And there was time for it to go into Amsterdam and be flown on to Paris because it got there 4 days before Imperial did.
I shall have to go back to the books. Thank you. That's helpful.
Yeah. It's worth contacting Richard Whittington because he's done a lot of research on the mail sent by KLM, which is where this information's from.
Richard, give me his name again. Richard
Whittington.
Gary, I'll send you his email address.
That would be very much appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Richard is usually on these calls. He didn't come today, but he's usually on these calls.
Yeah.
I think he's on holiday. I think he said he was on holiday again.
Yeah.
We met him in London at
That's right.
the show in October.
Is it back from Hong Kong?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we saw him at Stampex.
He's off again.
Oh, he's off again. Oh, gosh. Lucky guy.
Yeah.
Right. Lucky guy. Anyway, who else?
I have just asked ChatGPT right now about this Carlos Oppenheimer in Sao Paulo. And what they answer me is there is a firm called Carlos Oppenheimer and Company, which appear in Diario Oficial de Estado de Sao Paulo in 1941 as a commercial entity being listed. And a study on specialized commercial street in Sao Paulo mentioned a shop or firm called Carlos Oppenheimer in Rua Florencia de Abreu, and so on. So, yeah, you can ask ChatGPT, and if you insist, they will give you the information.
That I find that amazing because I was beating up on ChatGPT, and I have the supplemental part, which is supposed to be more effective. So I'm intrigued that you found something that my old friend Chat was not able to locate. I'm going to have to go spank him.
Well, but I speak very nicely to ChatGPT.
Oh, I always say please. I always include please, and I always say thank you.
Does it matter?
All right. I shall revisit it then.
Right. I see Alice Kwan joined us from Toronto. Alice, are you there?
He's muted.
He's muted. So mute. Maybe.
Oh yeah, yes.
I saw him having a very nice dinner amongst the B62 group.
Yeah, we had our annual Chinese dinner with 7 or 8 people. It was a fun night.
No, he asked me actually about the Omura-san from Japan. I think Omura was in. It was certainly. I met him in Hong Kong, and he speaks fluent Cantonese to us. So why is he doing in Toronto? Is he emigrated to Toronto, or he lives in Toronto, or what?
No. Andrew, his daughter is in Toronto. So he's based sometimes in Osaka and sometimes in Toronto. I asked him whether he will migrate to Toronto, but he said no. And I just snowbird or whatever I call it, he stays sometimes in Toronto and sometimes in Osaka.
I see. Because I haven't seen him for many years. So yes, he used to come.
But he told me he cannot speak Cantonese.
Yeah, he can. Oh, not very well, but he can.
Oh, okay.
He can, but not very well. Maybe so many years nobody spoke to him in Cantonese.
And Andrew, is he the person who collects Japanese office in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I remember he spoke quite well. Maybe so many years that he's just forgot, without speaking. If he lived in Osaka, then he probably completely forgotten how to speak it properly. And I don't know. He used to come to the Hong Kong Stampex regular. And he was an exhibitor too. I think he exhibited something. I can't remember what.
Oh, really? I suppose it's many years ago.
Many, about 10
I
years.
haven't met him. I have never met him.
It was well.
I think next time if he is in Hong Kong, I definitely love.
Well over 10 years ago that he showed his stuff, and he had an exhibit before. I can't make exactly. Maybe you see the HKPS. Website can also do a word search, so you can search his name and you find out what he did before. Anyhow, interesting guy. Right. Okay. So Alice, you got something to show us this time?
Not today.
Not today. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, in that case,
before you stop, Andrew.
Yes.
Can I just make a quick advert?
Sure.
Because Chris Norton, being a respected member,
yes,
I've just described his World War II censor mail for our auction in London in January.
Yeah.
So they're nearly 70 lots of his. So
wow.
There's some great rarities, although not highly priced.
So you're having his sale in London?
It's going to be an online sale, part of the online sale.
Online sale.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Neil, only those censor drops from Chris, not the other collections.
No, just the censor chop collection.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Let's have to look at that. I doubt if we'll buy.
Right. Okay. So
This
no other news or any pending meetings coming from the B62 group.
So, Andrew, we will go to Macau?
Huh? Yeah,
We
sure.
will go to Macau?
Yeah, we will. Yes. Well, Macau is actually quite interesting. Right at this moment, there is actually a so-called a local exhibition, which is a competitive exhibition like an APS type of exhibition, national, so-called national, happening right at this very moment in Macau, and it's finishing on Sunday. And then in December, there's a part 2 of that exhibition also in Zhuhai, somewhere. No, actually near Macau, near Macau. Okay, so these are the two sort of a smaller national. They call it the Greater Bay Area exhibitions, and then followed by the one in 2026, which is a World Stamp exhibition at the Venetian Hotel. So that is a big one, World Stamp exhibition. So everybody welcome to come. Although I've got nothing to do with it, of course. Although we're just neighbors, but they are being run where they have their own committee and etc. But
yes, because I see Dr. Parker also present there.
Yeah. Last time, he presented the exhibition because of also the Congress, FIP Congress, which there's some elections going on. So,
but he was there yesterday.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
In Macau.
Yes.
Oh, really? Yes. Oh, really? Oh,
wow. I saw a group pictures for opening ceremony.
Oh, I didn't.
And our chairman was there.
Oh, really?
FIP.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so it's quite a high profile thing. Okay. So maybe he took the opportunity to discuss with the Macau Post about the exhibition next year.
Oh yes.
Maybe
Probably.
It could have been possible. Anyway, so I would say on behalf of Macau, I say welcome to Macau. Although it's got nothing to do with me, but so it should be quite fun, especially if you like a bit of gambling and and great food. So that's the place to go. Okay. Anyway, it's nothing further. You don't know, no more news, and well, let's call it.
I do have a question, Andrew. If I might.
You do? Yes. Okay, please.
As long as we're discussing stamp shows, is there any planned activity of these groups, I guess, at Boston 2026?
That's an interesting idea. Yeah, Ingo. You want to do something there? Well,
we did discuss it at our B62 group, but we decided not to. Number one, for me, I'm going to be commissioner for Canada, and I'm going to be in charge of. Number two, the U.S. membership is declined to the point that it's very little now. And they don't come out to exhibitions. Like we had a meeting at New York 2016, and it was like 30 people came. And number three, it's not too many Canadians going to Boston so far. They're sending their exhibits, but they don't want to travel to the United States for political reasons.
It's all politics.
No, I can't say as I blame them.
It's the frank truth. I mean, I had a hard time getting people to give me exhibits for it. In the end, they came through. But most of them, and most guys, usually for shows in the United States, there's a lot of Canadians that go. But right now, it's a difficult time for that.
Oh, dear.
Sad but true.
Yeah, sorry to get into all this politics. Oh, dear.
Yeah. My wife doesn't even want me to go.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh.
Well, when I
anyways, I'm going to go.
When I visited Toronto for the Green Foundation festivities, I I had some concerns about being allowed back in.
Yeah, it was good to see you there, Gary. But yeah, it's just a tough time between our two countries. You know, United States is treating Canada the way China, the PRC, is treating Taiwan.
Well, when you've got a lunatic for a leader, that's what you get.
Oh. All right then. Okay. Anyway, yeah, there's a few more exhibitions. And well, there's a Dubai in January, and it's also well, we call it Chinese Taipei for good reason, rather than Taiwan exhibition in November, and yeah, that's it's very busy next year. So anyhow,
Yeah.
all right.
Let me just ask Philippe, since he's on this call, do you think, Philippe, it would make sense to try to organize a Hong Kong meeting at Boston? Are you planning to go? You're muted.
Excuse me. No, right away, I don't travel much anymore. I'm getting old now, and it's very tiring. And all my friend from Texas, we had a lot of collectors in Hong Kong collector in Texas, and they have disappeared one after the other. So I don't know who would come anyway. So
Lee Scamp would be a guy, but he doesn't travel at all anymore either.
No, Armand,
we're all aging out.
Armand Fine doesn't do anymore, and so a lot of people were collecting, were involved in Hong Kong. Are too old now, I guess, and the trouble is, and that is a general question: is do we have a new blood coming in? You see, I see this group, but in our group, people are all younger than me, but still they are not really young people, and it would be nice to see younger people. Andrew, do you see in Hong Kong younger people interested,
yes,
collecting,
there are.
researching, and why we don't see any in our group there? I wish I see some young people and with enthusiasm, being want to go further. And so that is a problem we are facing. Andrew,
Philip, let me try to guess something. Perhaps today's I can see new members joining the HKPS or the HKSC, but I'm afraid nowadays those young people in Hong Kong, they may not be willing to speak English in these kind of Zoom meetings, and yeah, perhaps we change the channel to Chinese Cantonese. I'm not sure whether I'm right or wrong. Yeah,
no, I don't think so. I think no. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
okay.
Most people, I think, living in Hong Kong are bilingual. But I think that there are some people that are a little bit, sort of private and, scared to speak out and discuss matters amongst the peers. I think that's the main problem. They're collectors. They do spend money buying expensive material. So I can see from places like eBay and also local auctions and things like that. But and they also actually talked about it. I mean, I'm sure Gary knows because Gary actually is on Facebook. So you should know there's several sort of Hong Kong groups, collectors groups from the Chinese people, and they do post some interesting material that they bought, and they not all of them, but just common things. I mean, there's some quite a lot of rarities around. So. But I actually I've only known them by name. I don't think they're even members of at least the HKPS or the study circle. So
yeah, I think They may be young people, maybe I don't know, intimidated by our group. We got years and years of knowledge, and they are starting, so they may be intimidated. But would it be possible that, Andrew, if you knew one or two, to invite them to come and to attend one of our meetings? Not many, but one or two, and then maybe that will go to 2, 3, and 4, and so on, so that we can pass on the knowledge, and which is we have to transmit all of that, otherwise it's going to be lost. So it would be very important to have new blood coming in. So that's my point.
Well, it takes a lot of effort, however. For example, there is a very active philatelic group that is basically the youth of the hobby. And by my definition, youth of the hobby is age 40 and down. But a lot of 20 and 30-year-olds hang out on Discord, Discord, which is just a big fat chat room. But there's a philatelic, they call them servers, but they're basically communities. But Discord is very active. They started off a few years ago, not really collecting anything physical. They were interested in stamp images, but that group has evolved very dynamically. And I've been jumping up and down at the APS, where I pretty much live nowadays. I'm right next door. And I'm at the library 3 or 5 days a week. But I'm being ignored there. Perhaps somebody here might be interested in taking a look at the Discord server for Philately, and just see how many of the collectors are interested in all aspects of Asian philately. There's a good number of these young folks that some of them are misinformed, but for the most part, you'll find some very well informed and definitely some very curious collectors out there. It's a very open group. There are no fist fights online. Lots of questions that get answered very openly. Well, philately is a hobby that loves to share its knowledge, but you'll find it there on Discord as well. So that, I think that's fertile territory for any specialized philatelic society to look for recruits. You got to participate, of course. You got to post and share and answer questions and stuff like that. But if one does that, then you become an accepted part of the group, and go make an offer. Somebody might accept.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Okay, so. Right, if no other views or comments, I'd like to finish this evening. And so thank you very much for attending this meeting. I've learned a lot. It's good to see you all. And next month we shall, I'm waiting eagerly for Sam's presentation, solo presentation about the auxiliary markings and postage dues. Thank you very much for attending, and have a nice morning, afternoon, evening, and it's good night for me. Okay, good night. Okay, see you next time.
Thanks for doing it, Andrew.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.